This video, I'm going to teach you how to hold pads properly so that your boxer doesn't injure their elbow from overextending a shot because you didn't meet them with the pad. And so they actually get better at boxing instead of just being one of these pad hype men like Floyd Mayweather does. He is the best in the world. You are not. You need to learn something before you do any of that crazy fucking 15 punch combination shit. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Alga Boost 5000.
Before we actually do get into it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more brilliant videos like this, and check out the free school community linked in the description. So as I said at the start of the video, you want to meet their punches with your pad, which means you want to put a little bit of force behind your pad as they go to throw the punch. This doesn't mean you meet them halfway there so they don't fully extend their punches and get proper technique, but you want to put a little bit of force so, as I said, they don't overextend their arm and fuck up their elbow. For example, that's it. See, I'm meeting him with the pads on every punch that he throws. Nice job. You'll notice as I'm holding the pads, I try and keep as many punches as I can on one pad. And that is so that the boxer punches at one target. I see a lot of boxing coaches these days and they literally hold the pads like this. And I hate it when someone does this because if you think of what the boxer's doing, they're punching like this. And we're not fighting people with two heads. We need to be aiming at one target. You'll notice that if people do this a lot, it actually translates into their sparring and fights, and then they end up punching like the throw 1-2 like this in their actual fight. So that is something you need to be aware of. Therefore, if you're gonna like catch a 1-2 like this, and make sure the pads are very close together, but ideally you want to catch a 1-2 on the same pad. Nice. That's it. Making a similar point to the one I just said about keeping it all on one pad. If, say, you throw a combination like a 1-2 left hook, then you're not going to be able to do that all on one pad. Like, you're not going to be able to catch a left hook like this, are you? So you keep the pads nice and close together, imitating the shape of someone's head. Like, you want all of the targets to be in roughly the same position. So if they throw a backhand and then they go to throw a left hook, both punches are landing in the same spot because I'm moving them to that same position, imitating the shape of a head, the target that they're trying to land on. The point in pad work is making your boxer more technically proficient. You're trying to refine their skills, make them a better boxer. And you can't do that if all you're doing is just telling them to hit the pads and nothing else and doing these fancy combinations. You need to actually tell them what they're doing wrong. So if we're just throwing a right hand, after every shot, I need to tell Jordan what he's doing wrong. For example, you need to turn your foot a little bit further. You need to keep that weight on the back foot. Throw it again. Don't let your head come forward, just rotate the body. That's it. King the wrist at the end, steady man on. Head's coming forward. 1-2. Snap the jab out, fully extend it. You get what I'm trying to say. You pick apart their technique and tell them how they can improve. If you don't know what to tell them, then you need to do some coaching for coaching. And you can do that by checking out our school community where we've got a bunch of courses you can follow to learn what proper technique is of punches and of boxing in general. So recently I was padding a pretty novice boxer and he was getting agitated and annoyed at me because I kept moving a pad out of the way every time he was throwing a backhand. And there was a underlying reason for this, and this is a tip that you can use on your own boxers or your training partners to see whether they're on balance when they throw shots or not. So you can just do pads like normal, 1-2. 1-2 left hook. Jab. 1-2. And you can move the pad out of the way when they're not expecting it. And what this will do, it will highlight whether or not they're on balance. Because if they're expecting to stay on balance through the resistance of the pad, then they'll end up coming off balance because they'll miss the pad as you've moved it out of the way. However, if they are on balance, then it won't make any difference to their technique, and they'll throw it perfectly and bring it back without falling off balance. So here's a couple examples. Jab, 1, 2, 1, 2 left hook, jab, 1, 2, 1, 2 left hook, 1, 2 left hook backhand, 1, 2 left hook backhand, jab, jab, 1, 2. Of course, the pad work that we've just demonstrated isn't actual realistic pad work. I'm not going to do pad work like this because I'm going to incorporate defensive stuff and also footwork. I'm going to be moving around the ring. I'm going to be telling John to go back, go to the side, go to the other side. I'm going to be making sure he's using his feet as well as his defenses. For example, I'd say block and jab, as opposed to just jab, block 1, 2, jab, jab to body, jab, 1, 2, 1, 2 roll, backhand block, and go in. Jab, last with a jab, 1, 2, 2 slip, 2, 2 slip, right left up on the end. Let's keep the right hand up on the left hook. Jab, backwards, jab, 1, 2, 1, 2, jab, and left hook, jab, get the right hand, jab, 1, 2 step back right hand, should fully extend that first right hand, nice jab, and forward, double jab right hand, back and left hook, jab, jab step right hand, jab, jab, blocking 2 jabs, got 2 jabs left, slip left hook, nice jab, nice sweet. You can see there that I'm actively combining defenses, foot defenses, hand defenses, head movement, along with punching to make more of a rounded boxer, and I'm picking up on flaws, highlighting weaknesses in his technique to make him better. I'm also going to make sure I'm padding combinations and making him do certain defenses that align with the flow of boxing. I'm making what he's doing in terms of offense and defense flow together so that when he takes into the ring, it's actually useful. For example, I'm not going to throw a right hand, tell him to throw a right hand and then tell him to slip the same way, because that doesn't flow. I'm telling him to throw a right hand and slip the other way and then throw the right hand. We've made an entire video talking about the flow of boxing. We'll link that in the description and also in the pinned comment under this video. So if you don't know what I mean by that, then go check out that video and explain it much more in depth. Hope you've learned something from this video. If you're a coach or a fighter, there's things you can take from this to implement into your own training and get better in the future. Thanks for watching. Wow. Checkers.